and I've heard y'all say this shit, that you might beat the charge, but you'll never beat the ride. You just want to sling charges against the wall so that money gets thrown into your fucking precious justice system. Because every charge you throw at somebody, it's just more they're going to have to pay an attorney. And the attorney ain't picking up the phone for less than $2,000. And now, they got to go to court. Now you're $4,000. So now you already know that half of America can't defend themselves against a justice system because they're just priced right the fuck out of it. And y'all know that. So you go out hunting. And you go out hunting and looking for folks that look like they can't afford $4,000 for a fucking attorney. And then you trample right on their fucking rights so that you can have a job. You throw them in cages to the tune of the largest prison population in the history of humankind. Yeah, that's us. Are we that bad? Are we so much worse than any other place on earth that we just got to lock motherfuckers up all the time because we're just all so shitty? I don't think so. I don't fucking think so. There's like 9 fucking guys that have everything. And then the rest of us got to fucking throat punch each other for a nickel. Competing from the day we're born to the day we die. In school, we compete for grades. We compete for fucking scholarships. We compete for jobs. We compete for mates. We're just constantly competing against each other. And it's also our precious economy can chug on. Fuck your precious economy. Economy comes in like 9th for me. Let's start with fucking people. And let's start with people that are healthy, happy, and safe. Let's start with that. And then you look today in 2020 and you see these riot warrior knuckleheads out here. Keep in mind that these are people, this is their job. This isn't their life. This is how they make money. And these men get up in the morning, put on this riot gear, knowing that my job today is to go beat the shit out of my brothers and sisters in the street, my fellow citizens. And I'm going to do it on behalf of a state that I damn well know doesn't care about me or them. And I'm going to do all of this for a little change so that I can feed mine. And the white folks were having none of it. So he walks up to the courthouse with all his absentee ballots, and a white boy, Noah Smith, walks up to him in front of hundreds of people in broad daylight at 10 in the morning and shoots his ass dead. Now, Noah Smith, the guy that shot him dead, covered in blood in front of all kinds of people, including the sheriff who was present when Lamar Smith was murdered. And the sheriff watched the whole thing and did nothing. And ultimately, later on, did a little something, but it was all dog and pony show. And ultimately, it came to a grand jury. Now, for those of you that don't know, a grand jury is really bullshit. It's a tool for prosecutors, district attorneys to use to hold themselves blameless. Let me give you an example. Let's say there's a criminal that they really want to get. Because you have to understand, with the grand jury, it's done in complete secrecy. So nobody knows what's said. Nobody knows what goes on in there. It's complete secrecy. The other thing that's important is that the prosecutor controls the entire narrative. He decides what information is presented there, what information isn't, and how it's presented. Entirely the prosecutor's show. So if the prosecutor wants somebody to be convicted, they will be convicted, or the grand jury will indict them in a trial. But the whole point of a grand jury is for a prosecutor to use it the way they want. If they want a conviction, they get a conviction. And if they don't want a conviction, they'll never get it. And that's what they've been doing for years now with these black murders. District attorneys, just that they do. 4 cops murder on video a black man, and it's obviously fucking murder. But the district attorney doesn't want to be responsible for charging these 4 cops with murder. So he calls a grand jury where in secret he gets to present whatever he wants to this grand jury. He doesn't want these 4 cops to go to jail. He works with them every day. So he calls this grand jury, and in secret, he tells the grand jury whatever the fuck he wants, which is steering them exactly towards what he wants, which is for these 4 cops to get off, or these cops to get off, and they do it over and over. They call these grand juries, which are completely secret, and then they steer the proceedings in such a way that the cops always get off. But if you and I end up in a grand jury, every fucking time that same prosecutor is getting a fucking indictment. The only time prosecutors and district attorneys can't get indictments with grand juries is when it's cops. And it's because they decide everything that goes on with that grand jury, and it's all in secret. So if they want a conviction, they get one, and if they don't, they don't. John Crawford. The idea that no one went to jail for John Crawford's murder, I can't fucking believe it. He was in a store holding a product from that store that he was attempting to purchase, and while continuing to shop, holding his purchases, he was shot in cold fucking blood by a pack of wolves, pack of animal dog fucking cops who didn't think enough of his life to even try to find out what was going on. Just show up, shoot him, figure it out later. Because they know that by doing that, by killing them and we'll figure it out later, that figure it out later is code for you'll never be held accountable. How the fuck can the murderers of John Crawford still be walking around? So John Crawford, how many murders do they think we should watch before we say something's wrong? Like, they talk that shit about see something, say something. Oh, is it only when my neighbor does it? But when y'all criminal motherfuckers kill people right in front of me, I'm supposed to suck my thumb and pretend I don't see it? We done been doing that shit for hundreds of fucking years. While y'all just fill graveyards and fill prisons with people that ain't done shit. You have bastardized justice. And in the course of doing so, you have ruined the fucking country. Nobody has any faith in us anymore. And don't talk to me about Donald Trump. This shit ain't got shit to do with Donald Trump. This is 500 fucking years of horse shit. And Donald Trump is a symptom. He's a symptom of 500 years of fucking sickness that we've ignored and let fester. So they called this grand jury for this Lamar Smith the murder in Brookhaven, Mississippi in 1955. And the grand jury consists of 20 white people. And overwhelming evidence. 3 white men walk up to him broad daylight. But of course, this is Mississippi, so none of the witnesses would say anything. Effectively a pack of white witnesses who all would not say a word. And even with all the physical evidence and the sheriff witnessing it himself, this grand jury with this dog and pony horseshit show, all the killers got off and Lamar Smith got no justice for his murder in front of the courthouse at 10 in the morning in broad daylight in Brookhaven, Mississippi in 1955. Mississippi, 1955. St. Louis, 2016. It doesn't fucking matter. It doesn't fucking matter. Lamar Smith or Anthony Lamar Smith. If you're a black man in America, South, North, small town, big city, it doesn't fucking matter. There's always a prosecutor, a judge, a DA, some fucking lab tech. There's always somebody in some link in the chain willing to tell a lie big enough to put you away. And they don't all got to lie. They don't all got to fucking fix the system or rig it. Just one. Like Annie Dukin. Annie Dukin was a scientist. She was a lab tech up in Boston. And she got to the top of her lab, was running a lab for years in Boston. And the whole time she was running this lab, she was faking the results. And every time she was faking the results just to throw motherfuckers in jail. She spent like 10 years running a lab where her whole purpose in life was just locking up innocent motherfuckers. They would send them bags of cocaine that were flour, and she would say they were cocaine just to send an innocent motherfucker to jail. And she did that for years. Years. And the best they can come up with is, oh, we'll review and take a look. And fuck your review and fuck your look. Innocent people thrown in cages for complete horse shit. Because another link in your chain was corrupt as fuck. And it's, what did she gain? What the fuck? And a lot of people say that she did it because she wanted to get promoted. Oh, but if you're getting promoted, and if the criminal justice system is promoting people just for throwing people in boxes without any measure or account of the fact of whether they were actually guilty or not, or whether those people actually, any justice was actually divvied up, then you're fucked up. Your system is fucked up. It's like these fucking attorneys with their conviction rate. Does it even matter to you whether you convicted people who did something or not? Or is it just about your precious fucking conviction rate and your precious fucking promotions, your job? Because you gotta get that money, fucking whores. You've worked as a fucking crime syndicate. Judges, district attorneys, prosecutors, fucking, even defense lawyers to a large degree, because they're the fucking plea deal. They fucking only want is plea. Just keep churning the wheels of fucking injustice. Just throw them in, plea them out, take their money, spin them back out. fucking pathetic.
It's a limerick that I hope will stick. Sing it to all those motherfuckers like to suck your dick.
Officer friendly, gonna kill your motherfucking ass dead. A taser, a boot, a bullet to your motherfucking head. The gang all joins in. A murder but no goddamn sin. Believe your eyes or what you are fed. With me now, officer friendly, gonna kill your motherfucking ass dead. A taser, a boot, a bullet to your motherfucking head. The gang all joins in. A murder but no goddamn sin. Believe your eyes or what you are fed.
Hey, fuck you.